An unmistakable view of the Windy City and a lot of anticipation in the air. Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation of today's game. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me courtside, Clark Kellogg, and across the way on the sidelines, David Aldridge. We should be in for a great game here. Clark, it's the Chicago Bulls taking on the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
I'm ready for a good one, partner. Listen to these Chicago fans. Extremely excited to get this underway and see two All-Stars, Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan, go at it. This could be an outstanding scoring contest between these two.
You said it. Buckle in. Clark, part of what makes Wilkins and Jordan so exceptional is how many ways they can get points.
Yeah, they score a lot of different ways, Kevin. Their offensive games are really versatile and complete. They can knock down threes, hit the mid-range jumper, and you know they both can do damage at the rim.
And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright in the middle.
Expectations are high for Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
Now, here's Grant, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
It's not that hard to spot an illegal screen.
Atlanta with the ball. Webb with it. Wilkins outside. Yep, that one goes. You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
You are correct, partner. So if Jordan or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start, that could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. And now for a little background on this superstar matchup, here's David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Now, Jordan and Dominique have met up in the slam dunk contest twice, each winning once. It was just last year that Jordan won over Dominique in one of the most talked about and controversial dunk contests ever. I know fans are hoping we'll see the tie-breaking contest between the two someday. Maybe they'll settle for tonight's game.
Dominique.
David, I can see it in my mind's eye. Those two going at it. Clark, no question. They're two of the most skilled dunkers in today's game.
And, Kevin, it's just another thing that makes these meetings so electrifying, so must-see TV. Hard to beat getting to watch two gifted scorers like this go at each other.
And the athleticism is right just off the charts. The #1 objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
And Atlanta has possession after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Malone. It's rebounded by Jordan. Bulls trail by 5. Pippen kicks to Jordan. Misses from short range. Some fresh competition, Clark, for the Bulls and Hawks in the league this year, with two expansion teams coming to the NBA in Orlando and Minnesota.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, these teams are focused on the game at hand. That's pretty obvious, but this is a very interesting time for the NBA. A lot of new talent and a new landscape.
A lot of growing indeed. And the Bulls with some changes. Purdue, he's checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Grant. And B.J. Armstrong has subbed in for Paxson. Then for the Hawks, Kevin Willis is checked in for Koncak. Carr comes in for Malone. And Smith subbed in for Spud Webb. Chicago, Atlanta. It's a special matchup. And these fans feeling a little extra electricity from Michael Jordan in this one. Here's Smith after the Bulls pick up 2. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. .131 left in the first quarter. Kicks it to Wilkins. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Wilkins has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Hawks. Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league.
And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. They trail by 6. Pass to Purdue. And it's sent back by Wilkins. And so the ball is out of bounds. Wilkins touched it last. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
A defensive play like that early in the game can go a long way. Establishes an attitude that you want to have during the game.
The Hawks leading by 6. Pass break here. Here come the Hawks. Here's Rivers. Makes it off the glass. Obviously, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Clark, both apply great defensive pressure. You know, but the Hawks have some fast hands and some nice defensive skills of their own.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. I mean, you think about Doc Rivers. If the Bulls aren't careful around Rivers, he could create a lot of havoc and force a bunch of turnovers. And in a contest between two very high-scoring teams, we know every possession counts.
Yeah, Rivers is like a coach on the floor.
He really is.
All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan, a couple of talented one-on-one players who are both going to be seeking mismatches in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, if you're on either of these teams, you've got to be ready to come at Jordan and Wilkins defensively. Don't let them dictate things. Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. Here's Jordan, and it's sent back by Wilkins. Rivers against Pippen, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
I don't think there was any question about that being a foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for the Hawks.
First free throw is good. Both teams deciding to change it up.
2 shots.
Rivers hits both of them. And here's Jordan outside, and it is good at the buzzer.
Fighting till the last second, hits the buzzer beater right here.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to Chicago as the second quarter gets underway. It's been an exciting game so far between the hometown Chicago Bulls and the visiting Atlanta Hawks.
For the Bulls, they've got a new coach at the helm this season. With Phil Jackson, this is his first stint as a head coach here in the NBA.
On the court for Atlanta, they've got Malone. Livingston is out there with Wilkins. Then it's Webb, and it's Rivers in at the 2-guard.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
Jackson, of course, a former player, a former assistant under Doug Collins in Chicago. And Clark, I hear he's got some interesting ideas when it comes to on-court strategy.
Well, Kevin, you know, he's certainly got some good pieces to test those ideas out with. There's no denying that. But what I think matters most is that the guys seem to relate to him and like him. Chemistry between players and head coaches is critical.
Well, you know, you played a long time, and you know how important that connection can be.
That's a very key deal.
And back in the first quarter, Clark, Jordan failed to get the better of Wilkins in terms of scoring.
And that's probably only going to fire him up, quite honestly, Kevin. I mean, Jordan knows how important it is that he outproduced Dominique. Textbook. This is how you run screen and rolls. Cartwright being rewarded for the aggressive and quick slash off the pick.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Hodges against Rivers. Passes it to Livingston. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. The rebound by Grant. Right now, Dominique doesn't seem to be having much issue, Clark, working around the Bulls' defense.
And that doesn't bode well for Chicago. I think they've got to get a better handle on him, Kevin. They've got to corral him. If Dominique is just getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants, that is terrible news for the Bulls. Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Wilkins' shot is off. Bulls trail by 8. Paxson passes to Jordan. Takes it inside, and he lays it straight in. And 12 points for Jordan.
Boy, what a ruthless, wicked dribble move that time by Jordan. Threw his defender off and got the space he needed to fire.
Let's go to David Aldridge, who has some inside info on the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to the coaching staff and you say, what's the key to success against the Hawks, they have a one-word answer. Michael. They expect big numbers from Jordan, probably exceeding his average of 35 points from last season. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, that's good stuff there, David. Sometimes, Clark, the answer is that simple, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to complicate it, especially when you're talking about Jordan, because he does make it really simple. Although he's not a one-man show, his whole team is going to have to still step up.
And they take pride in that, don't they? Helping this very special talent do what they've got to do.
Yeah, they're pros, and they get their checks twice a month. That's great. Well, you got to appreciate how consistent these Atlanta Hawks have been. I mean, season to season, even while going through some roster shakeups, they've been steady.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Carr inside. Grant on him. Carr, no good. Clark, as we know, last year the Hawks were able to hit 50 wins for the 4th consecutive season.
And, Kevin, I think that speaks to, obviously, the product on the floor, but the quality of their organization, too. I mean, these are players and coaches who just know how to win games.
Wilkins with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan.
One of the better defenders in this game. Grant teeing off on that.
In the first half. 2 minutes.
Paxson kicks to Jordan.
The Hawks and the Bulls, when you look at the measurables of teams and players, pretty standard for the league, with explosively athletic backcourts and then quite a bit of size down low, too.
Some changes for Chicago. Purdue, he's checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Grant, and Armstrong subbed in for Paxson. Willis, he checked in for Atlanta. Smith comes in for Webb. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
A chance here for the players to get a much-needed break, catch their breath, and for the coach to make some adjustments.
.149 left in the first half of the game. Wilkins against Pippen. Pass to Carr. He kicks to Smith. 5 on the clock. Fires the 3. Sinks the triple.
Kenny Smith.
And the Hawks lead by 9. Clark, we were talking about size. Both of these teams start a 7-footer at center.
Yeah, you know, Koncak and Cartwright are very imposing at that position, Kevin. And then you get Grant and Malone are paired evenly at 6'10". So, hey, there's no way this game is not going to be physical in the paint.
Yeah, it'll be a battle for sure. Now, here is Tony.
Chicago foul. Stacey King. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
1:02 left now here in the second. Wilkins in the post. Defended by Pippen. Smith, no luck. Bulls trail by 9. Armstrong passes to Purdue. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Really hard to get a hand up on the 7-footer. Purdue, excellent concentration there.
Smith kicks to Wilkins. And the pass to Tony. Lets it go with a 3. It's not going to go for him. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Here's Jordan. Pippen controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Now just a 5-point Hawks lead.
You know, Pippen is about 6'8", but he's got the wingspan of a condor, using that reach to corral that rebound. 2 hands for safety and surety.
You bet, Clark. Nothing left to chance. Here's Jordan. Drops in the layup for 2. Jordan's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Hey, the defense has the right idea there, but Jordan has the skills to overcome the contact.
Here's Smith. From 16 feet away, he cans it. And the Hawks lead by 7.
No idea what they were thinking there defensively. I mean, that's a shot he makes often.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be back with you shortly. So welcome back, everyone, to the third quarter of this contest between the Bulls and the Hawks, where Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins have been going at it. The Hawks leading by 7.
And as this second half gets underway, the defensive ability of the Hawks and Bulls only become more important. You got to limit your opponents down the stretch, and both of these teams have the ability to do that.
Jordan is out there with Paxson. Then there's Grant. Then there's Pippen. And it's Cartwright in at the center, filling out the middle. And that's the group for Phil Jackson as we begin the second half. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity. And then Malone with the dunk.
Making people around him better. One of the things Doc is best known for. Doc Rivers, that is.
We were talking about this before, but Clark, some very capable defenders on both sides of the floor.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the duo of Pippen and Jordan, so effective at wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers. And the Hawks have Doc Rivers, who can hassle ball handlers. He's physical as a backcourt defender, as well as Moses down low to eat that glass and block shots, too.
Both are fun to watch. We're going over the numbers from the first half, Clark. Jordan was able to top Wilkins in scoring in the first and second quarters combined.
A critical advantage partner that he worked really hard to get. Not all of his hoops were easy ones.
Right, you're right on that. Here's Webb after the made shot from Scottie Pippen. On the wing, Malone. Just 5 to shoot. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Doing damage inside, Rivers absolutely fearless. Loves to take it up in there.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And so Grant will bring it up for the Bulls. 8-point game. Here's Jordan. No good that time. Excellent D there from Wilkins.
Chicago foul. John Paxson.
And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
That's exactly what a team needs when they're playing from behind. Energetic defense.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by.
When you think about Michael Jordan, you think about scoring, putting the ball in the basket. But he does a lot of other stuff out there as well, like moving the ball effectively.
Getting some elevation, Michael Jordan. And Jordan throws it down.
Air Jordan lifting off, and the Hawks could do nothing about it.
Atlanta leading by 8. Pass to Rivers. Wilkins with it. Malone looking around. 6 to shoot. Takes the 13-footer. Again, the Hawks good for 2. You know, we touched on it. Last year, Michael Jordan Clark was actually 8th in the league in total assists. He was a top 10 assist guy.
It's not something that comes to mind when you think about him, but it's very impressive nonetheless, Kevin. Shows you what kind of leader he is. He knows he's got to get his teammates involved and work well with them for his team to be its best.
Yeah, he's a terrific facilitator.
No doubt.
Here's Wilkins after the made shot from Michael Jordan.
These Hawks have a trusted and capable leader steering the ship, and that's Coach Mike Fratello. He won Coach of the Year for his work with this team in the '86 season.
So far, Michael Jordan has been getting just about Clark everything he wants on the offensive end.
And that's not unexpected, but, you know, that doesn't bode well for the Hawks as Wilkins has been unable to answer Jordan with shots of his own, which I think says a lot about the job the Chicago defense is doing.
I agree. Yeah, an experienced coach who knows his team inside and out. That's Mike Fratello. Clark, do you think that gives the Hawks an advantage?
I think it could, Kevin. I mean, Coach Fratello will have an easier time seeing what his team needs out there and will know what adjustments best suit this squad.
Wilkins wide open, and he fires. It's good on the putback. And the Hawks lead by 8.
You know, part of what makes Malone such a good rebounder is his aggressiveness. I mean, and he also has a real nose for the ball.
The shot's good from Jordan.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Paxson against Webb. Count that one. Webb's got 6 here in this quarter.
Cashing in on the interior, making it look all too easy.
Jordan against Wilkins. And it's sent back by Wilkins. Rivers dishes to Webb, and he dunks it down.
Yeah, it's hard to not be captivated by the little fella, Spud Webb. 5'7", but he's got a 42-inch vertical bounce.
Back to Jordan. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
Atlanta ball.
Hodges checked in for Paxson. And a change for the Hawks. Livingston's checked in. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Webb, and there's the finishing with force. Whoa!
Shook that building all the way up. Oh, my goodness, this little fella can get up in the air. Spud Webb can fly.
Here's Jordan. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. They get Dominique Wilkins. For Chicago, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
Here's Webb, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Little breakdown there defensively.
Oh,
Made
yeah.
him pay.
Absolutely, Clark. Point guard throwing it down on him and doing it with authority.
Another big night for Jordan. What a natural scorer he is. MJ simply can do it all.
That shot, no good. And so it's Atlanta with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside. That's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. We get into the fourth quarter of this thrilling game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. And this crowd is feeling it. Bulls trail by 10.
As this game wears on, you have to be so conscious of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's got something of a reputation for being a closer, and that's an understatement. He finds a way to push himself beyond his limits to come up with clutch points when his team needs it most.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. We've got Webb, Antoine Carr out there with Willis, and it's Rivers, and it's Livingston in at the small forward position.
You can always count on Jordan to crank it up a little bit here at home and give these Bulls fans a game worth watching.
Atlanta leading by 10. Knowing that Michael Jordan likes to explode down the home stretch offensively, Clark, think the Hawks might increase the defensive pressure on them.
You know, it wouldn't shock me, Kevin, if they did just that. Just make sure somehow, some way, you don't allow him to put together a run.
Rivers gets a wide open look. Misses the three. Looking back at the third quarter, Clark, Jordan had the lead over Wilkins for points scored in that period.
And Kevin, that could bode very well for MJ. Maybe some momentum coming into the fourth quarter where he has to continue to outduel Wilkins.
That's good. Basket number 5 out of 5 for 8-night shooting.
Keep doing work inside. Close range looks like that will keep your lead safe. Stay on the attack.
Chicago calls timeout.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Cartwright's checked in for Neal. Grant comes in for King. Pippen's checked in for Hodges. And it's Paxson in for B.J. Armstrong. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Atlanta. Rivers can't get it to go. Bulls trail by 12. Jordan finds Grant. Cartwright, and some nice ball movement here by Chicago.
You know, something I like about both of these teams, the Bulls and the Hawks, is the experience they have, the range of experience. I mean, you've got younger guys like John Koncak and Horace Grant, and then you've got the seasoned veterans like Moses and Bill Cartwright. It's a really good balance.
So it's Chicago now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Michael Jordan's presence felt by every fan in attendance.
Pretty artful dribbling display by Jordan there, and it completely baffled the defender.
Jordan against Webb. Here's Livingston. Passes to Malone. Chicago grabs the miss. Clark, I've always wondered how valuable you think it is for younger players to get a chance to play alongside more experienced players.
Kevin, I think it's crucial and absolutely vital. Older guys have a way of being able to teach a young star so much about patience and which battles you fight and which ones you let go and how you carry yourself as a pro and all of the nuances of playing in the NBA. Good veterans can help young players set the tone for the rest of their careers.
That's a great answer. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here.
Atlanta ball.
Here's Rivers. Wilkins outside. That 3 off the mark.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Here's Jordan. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Dominique Wilkins.
Michael Jordan using that strength of his to get into the defense to draw the foul on the way up.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
It's Wilkins on the wing.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
It's hauled in by Pippen. Bulls trail by 8. Cartwright the pass to Pippen. Jordan outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Jordan's got 44.
This game almost looked over. Now it seems like this run could change all of that.
Back to Webb. Pass to Malone. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 17. It's all in by the Bulls.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Jordan's shot is off. And so it's Wilkins who brings up the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. Led by as many as 14 points. Paxson with the steal.
They've got to get points in bunches and in a hurry.
Here's Jordan. Money!
Nobody's more clutch than Jordan. Nerves of steel late in the game.
Webb against Paxson. Up again.
These offenses have been so sharp, so focused, so dialed in, and neither one is slowing down in the late game.
Here's Chicago. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. A shot by Jordan, no good. And an intentional foul right there.
Bill Cartwright, 3rd personal foul. 1st team foul.
Outside Wilkins. Back to Webb. And that's an intentional foul.
Horace Grant. Third personal foul. Second
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
line for
You know,
the
Webb
Hawks.
is known for being a high flyer. Despite being just 5'6", this guy can get up in the air like very few can. And he knows how to put on the show. He's an entertainer, a high flyer, but he's also a pretty well-rounded player, too. That's what speed and agility will do for you. Big-time play there.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And now we've got the intentional foul.
First personal foul.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Line for the Hawks. Doc Rivers.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And not much left to play for at this point, Clark.
Kevin, you leave it all out there. You give it your all and let the chips fall where they may. Just was not their night.
Now here's Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. That one drops for him.
Once Jordan gets inside with the rock, it's practically all over. He's that consistent at close range.
And Clark, so it's the Atlanta Hawks who get to walk away with the win. And Dominique Wilkins able to lead his team to a win tonight over his big rival, Michael Jordan.
This rivalry gets some of the credit for this victory because it kept Dominique and the rest of the Hawks fully engaged and fired up all game long.
Which made for a fun game to watch and call.
Indeed.
You know, the Bulls did do their best, Clark, to make sure this wasn't an easy win.
I agree, a valiant effort from them on both ends of the floor, but good defense typically falls short against great offense.